Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ, you're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. A little bit of house cleaning before we get into this domination match on Sea of Fortune. I've moved back to my northern command and boy, the internet is slow. And so that may affect the quality and or frequency of my uploads in the future. Alright, we're on Sea of Fortune, we're top tier in the Stalingrad. And today we're going to fail to Kraken in the Stalingrad, but more importantly, you're going to see why it's important never to give up no matter how little health you have left in any given match. Alright, so we're moving out here in the Stalingrad. If you are not familiar with the Stalingrad, it is a Russian heavy cruiser. It is essentially like a light battleship, I guess you would call it. Extremely hard-hitting guns with really solid armor-piercing shells. Just doesn't have the armor to stand up like a battleship does. So, all about the armor-piercing. In fact, that is the only shell type you can fire here in Stalingrad. Alright, there's Yamato giving us the broadside. We're going to aim at the waterline and lead him a little bit and hope that that is going to get it done. And it does, but it doesn't do a ton of damage. Probably should have aimed above the armor belt there, and that's my bad. Here we're turning to get all three turrets on target a Colbert, and he was already turning away. And then instead I'm going to shoot the hillside there and do some free landscaping to whoever owns that piece of property. Alright, destroyer up here. I like to lock my secondaries on destroyers, so I don't know why I'm not doing that right now. Again, still doing some landscaping, but we did get a hit out of it.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic
And about that, I will not complain. All right, I do have, by the way, you watched my Tiger video yesterday. I do have the Tier 5 and the Tier 6. So hopefully I have good matches in those over the weekend, and I'll be able to bring you some of that. Alright, 5 penetrations and a Citadel hit on a cruiser that popped up for a hot second. So that was a mistake on his part, and we punished him severely for it, but we did not get the kill. 2 destroyers over there trying to farm me for damage. Really quite annoying. There's the Colbert that we punished earlier. And we're backing up here just trying to get the right angle. And firing out, we managed to avoid the hillside. Are we going to... No, I guess we're not. But we finish off the Colbert for kill number 1. That's how it's done, folks. Alright, so we got 2 destroyers over here. And I got plenty of teammates. Now, all I need them to do is spot for me, so I can ruin people with this armor piercing. That may not happen. May not go according to plan. I'm sorry I'm yawning. I was up really early today. For no reason, which is the worst reason to be up. When you just can't sleep or whatever. Alright. Shimikaze, we'll shoot into the mist here. Just trying to get one of these shells to go off his armor. Of course they're not going to do that. Every little bit helps against a destroyer though. A whole bunch of torpedoes in the water, but because they're so expertly aimed, they're all going to miss. Anyway, our Shima finishes off their Shima. Alright, take a look at the map. Another Shima or a Gearing or something out there. I think it's actually another Shima. And at this point I'm not really worried about anything else because destroyers are bad. Yamato over there that we didn't really do a whole lot of damage to. Gonna worry about him later. Although I am trying to see if I can get some shells to go over the mountain. Of course they won't. Remember, Stalingrad really flat ballistics, so I'm shooting, but those all hit the mountaintop and do some landscaping there. So please remember, if you haven't got to Stalingrad yet, or you're getting into it after a long time away, very flat shell arc. Alright, Montana over there got my attention. We're going to aim above the armor belt remembering what happened with Yamato, and they're 5 pens and some pretty good damage if I do say so myself, all things considered. The Montana is about to eat a ton of torpedoes, and there goes the Montana. All right, we're spotted by this destroyer, of course. The destroyers were shooting at Montana, and they're not over here trying to help me out by spotting or anything. So I think I'm about to hit my sonar because I used one earlier for some reason, and I don't know why. But we'll activate it now, or my radar. There is the enemy Shima. He is 7 kilometers in closing. We're turning the turrets. We're firing. We are not doing a whole lot of damage. We are anticipating that right now torpedoes are in the water. And so, in theory, I should be trying to turn to avoid them. And we don't even know where he is, but we're going to shoot to where we think he is. And that did not do anything. All right, look at the dexterity of the Stalingrad. And we managed to slip our way through those torpedoes. Unfortunately, at this point, the closer you get to the destroyer, the harder it is going to be to do that. But I have to get closer because essentially he's pinned over here against the side of the map. And if I don't kill him, he's just going to torp me. So we'll hit him again. And here's the bad part. Bunch of torpedoes. And we eat all of them. And we only have 684 hit points left. And this is a Krakenfail video, so remember what I told you about never giving up, folks. Alright, there goes the armor piercing. We finish off the Shimakaze, a Pyrrhic victory if I ever saw one. Kill number 2, we're at 77,000 total damage. So at this point, I think a lot of players would have rage quit, would have given up. We are losing on the scoreboard. We're down a ship. We're tied with base caps. And so if I can shoot them before they shoot me, then I think we have a fighting chance. Unfortunately, this is not really a message you can broadcast to your teammates. Like, I'm low health and I need you to spot because I can't take any return fire. That's not something on the comms wheel. So instead, I'm just going to request support and say, I can't see anything or whatever, and that's not going to really do any good. This guy's saying okay, but he doesn't mean okay. He means stop spamming the comments wheel. All right. Is that a gross or reverse? He's behind. Oh, he's in the open. We're going to shoot. Shoot early, shoot often, and especially if you're on low health. Shoot from behind cover. We shot, and we did a smidge of damage there. Better than no damage. Now he's behind the rocks, and he gets killed right as I shoot anyway. Alright, another enemy, a Pommern. And I'm checking out my main battery range, 20.4. In theory, I could go out, create space, and outrange them. That's a possibility. But here the Pommern is at close quarters with a friendly ship, so I'm just going to engage him from behind cover. No look shooting. And we do 1 shatter and 1 ricochet, I guess. So not very productive. Looking up at the scoreboard, each side has lost a ship. Pommern is still alive. He's at close quarters with the other ship. Here is where, if you're on the blue team, ramming is a bad idea if you are a battleship. So please, if you're in this scenario, do not do this unless you're at very low health. Because ramming just takes you out in addition to taking the enemy out. Alright, giving a lot of broadside there, Mr. Yamato. We're going to shoot at the Pommern again, trying to keep an eye out for other ships. We finish off the Pommern. Look at all those wasted torpedoes. Going into the gap, no need. I finished off the Pommern. And Yamato gets killed because he's farmed out by a destroyer. And maybe our destroyer could have shot at their destroyer. Just something I thought of here as I was sailing around the ocean. You know, hey, destroyer guy, if you spot the enemy, I can shoot them. If you don't spot them and they spot me first, I have 684 hit points, so I'm probably going to be dead. Just something I thought of while I was over here, you know. All right, so we're looking for an enemy to shoot at. There is another Yamato. He is safely behind the island. I have no doubt that if I caught the Yamato in open water, I would kill him. But here my teammate claims to be trying to help me out by spotting, but he's not spotting anything. He's just tagging the map. I know the Yamato's over there. I spotted the Yamato. And you want me to capture a cap circle? I can't do that. I have 684 health, and the enemy team has 3 ships. As soon as I am spotted, I am dead. So I can't do that. So if you're in a match and somebody doesn't seem to be responding to the comms wheel, check their health. There might be a really good reason why they can't do the things they would normally do. If I was a full health Stalingrad, if I hadn't caught an entire torpedo salvo from a Shimakaze, we might be having a different strategy for the rest of this game. But I can't because I have no health. So right now I'm just trying to create space between myself and the enemy. My goal is just to be able to get one salvo in before they spot me and hope that that salvo at this point in the game is enough to kill the enemy ship. Alright, so I did a big loop here. And I am getting the turrets to come around. The enemy just captured one of our cap circles. I think it was Bravo. So I know somebody is off my bow. But the indicator is probably for the destroyer in the middle of the map. And again, I'm not convinced my teammate is doing everything right, because I think he's hiding behind an island. Alright, I'm spotted now, and this is the worst feeling when you have no health. That you're spotted, you don't know where the enemy is, and I just want him to be in the middle and spot, and he won't do that. Alright, Minotaur, he's already fired like 3 salvos. We get our salvo out. We are killed, and we are a Kraken unleashed for someone on the enemy team. But we did kill the Minotaur with a Citadel hit for kill number 4. I don't know if we're going to watch the end of this match. Nothing occurs here that would put the outcome in doubt. My teammate, I'm using air quotes, is just trying to spam at people really ineffectively. And as a result, our team is not going to win this match. And I'm not saying that this is an impressive game. I'm not showing it to brag or anything like that. I'm showing it to illustrate that even if you have a Krakenfail, the Krakenfail occurred after I was reduced to 600 and something hit points. I guess. Was it a Krakenfail? We'll just say it was. But I mean, I only killed 1 ship before I got just destroyed by Shimakaze torpedoes. And after I had less than 1,000 hit points, I killed 3 ships. So you should never give up on a match. And you should definitely not do what this guy did. Camp out broadside in a smoke screen. Although he did dodge the torpedoes. I mean, that's great and everything. But what good is getting a base cap right now doing for us? He needs to be out there killing the enemy ships in order to win this match. There's 2 of them. There's 1 of him. He is not going to win by capping bases. The time for capping bases was at the beginning of the match. Now, in this part of the match, the time is to kill the enemy team. Hunt them down and kill them. You're in a gearing. You should be killing the other destroyer. And here's a battleship out there, and it's low health. And I mean, yeah, in theory, you could torpedo that guy. But first you have to kill the gearing. You have to take out the other destroyer. Then it doesn't matter how much health they have left as long as you're alive. Then you can put those torpedoes into play. But the destroyer on the red team is going to spot for the battleship. And then you're going to be dead. And you might as well not even launch these torpedoes, in my opinion. I mean, we're going into torpedo cam. And then I was like, why would I do that? Because they're going to spread out. American torpedoes have a wide spread at range. Less than a minute left, by the way. The Yamato is not broadside. He's going bow into these torpedoes. And so, sure, he might get 1 torpedo hit. But he's not going to kill the Yamato. He needed to kill the enemy destroyer instead of capturing Delta. Capturing Delta was meaningless because you're not going to make back all the points. I mean, we're down by almost 200 points. You need to kill the enemy ships. And so here I'm looking around at these torpedoes. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think he might have gotten one torpedo hit. And he did get one torpedo hit, and he killed the Yamato. But now we're still down 80 points, and the other destroyer's still alive. And at this point, the other destroyer's probably going to go in and start flipping one of our cap circles. So, yes, it's a Krakenfail, but also it's a lecture on how to win or lose more efficiently, I guess. I don't know. It was frustrating to watch that. Anyway, 4 kills in the Stalingrad. It's a really nice ship. I think if I hadn't eaten all those torpedoes, we could have easily gotten a Kraken and willed our team to victory. Thank you so much for watching. We did finish on the top of the board. The gearing player did finish second. The gearing on the enemy team had a Kraken. If that guy had been on my team, it would have been 9-0. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I can't say that my internet's going to improve. I just hope I can keep putting the videos out for you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Have a great weekend.